We are seeing a broad recovery across the crypto market after we had one of the worst flash crashes in history. And the question is this the start of a move to all time highs for Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies? And what type of gains could we be looking at going forward? I'm going to discuss all of that in today's video. So if that sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the VIP group, link down below to stay up to date with my current trades in the crypto market. So we can see that Bitcoin reclaimed its trading range above the bull market support band. It's very good to see Bitcoin back above the bull market support band. We had a weekly close above it. The bull market support band was around 113K, there or thereabouts. We closed around 114.4K, 0.5K. Very good weekly close for Bitcoin. And we just retested the bull market support band earlier today. And it looks to me like we are looking at pretty bullish, considering we got a really nice break above that critical level. Now, the question is, will Bitcoin now make a move to all-time highs? Or is this just essentially a dead cat bounce and some sort of lower high that is going to form on Bitcoin? And the way we will know that for me is whether or not Bitcoin can close above this yellow line I have outlined. And this yellow line is not a random line. This is not a random trend line. This line goes all the way back, believe it or not, to 2017. And you can see all of the highs that it has marked. The two highs from the Trump rally, the election, and the inauguration. The two highs from the 2021 bull market, you can see those two here. And it also marked the 2017 all-time high if you go all the way back then. So this is a linear trend line that has been in play for a very long time. And whilst we did end up breaking above it, all right, it has still acted as support and resistance numerous times. And if we pull up the 12-hour chart, you'll see exactly what I'm referring to here on Bitcoin. You can see how many times we have broken above it, used it as support, but then when we lose it, it ends up being quite a pretty big drop. You can see it was support, multiple uses of it as support. Okay. You can see it as resistance here. You can see it as resistance here. And then we ultimately broke down below it during the flash crash. And that was a point in which we really dumped hard. So this has really been a key level for Bitcoin in determining the big moves. And if we get a break above it, for me, that would more or less guarantee a new all-time high on Bitcoin. I've said many times, I think there's a decent chance the Bitcoin top is in. And if that is the case, then we've had a normal cycle. We've had a nice rally from 15K to 126. It was a top in October, like many people would have expected all along, despite them trying to trick us and make us think the cycle was going to end early. That is ultimately what happened. We had a normal cycle, if obviously that was the top at 126. If 126 was not the top, then the whole way that we view Bitcoin cycles is all up for question now, because this would have been a normal topping structure, in my opinion. Many people say otherwise, but for me, I could have looked at that and thought, yeah, that's fair enough. That's a decent top. It happened when we expected. Fair enough, right? But if that isn't the top and we end up going higher, I think there's a solid chance we could see a situation where Bitcoin doesn't just go to maybe 128, 129, and it's another marginal top. But I think we could see a situation where we break the entire cycle and ultimately end up rallying well into the end of the year potentially and have a kind of Santa Claus rally or whatever you want to call it. Now, these are all speculative scenarios right now. We have to take it level by level, day by day. And we have to ultimately break this level here, which for me could act as major resistance on Bitcoin. And if this is just a lower high on Bitcoin, and then we're going to go lower, this would be the level I would be looking at for a potential rejection. Then there's the scenario that we just go up again and do another marginal high. I don't think that would be my base case. Right now, my belief is either the top is in for Bitcoin or the top is not in. And if the top is not in, we're going to go a lot higher than just another marginal high, in my opinion. So those are the two scenarios for me. Either that was the top or we're going to go an awful lot higher than just the 126. And if we want to look at some potential levels for Bitcoin, we could look at some local fibs. The local fibs are pointing towards around $140,000. Okay. So 137 to 140. Those are the kind of levels that the local fibs would be pointing towards. I could see that if we get a break above this yellow line. That would probably be my base case, is that Bitcoin ultimately goes to around 137 to 140. That would essentially be my base case. And I've told you guys, my base case on Bitcoin is that the top is in until we break above here. We got the break above the bull market support band, which is obviously bullish. That's the first step out of two for me to flip bullish. So first step, first point ticked off. Second point would be a break above the macro trend line. And then that's 2 for 2. Ultimately, I would then believe we're going to see quite a nice move to the upside on Bitcoin. But we have to take it level by level, and we can't be skipping to assumptions and skipping to conclusions prematurely. Now, when it comes to Ethereum, you guys have known my position on Ethereum for a while. I think it looks structurally strong. Despite Bitcoin falling below its bull market support band, Ethereum only wicked below it. Bitcoin, in fact, had a weekly close below it. So structurally speaking, from the point of view of a bull market support band metric, Ethereum has looked stronger than Bitcoin, interestingly enough, despite everyone saying actually the opposite. So to me, I'm almost certain Ethereum will make another move to the upside here. Almost regardless of what Bitcoin does, people are saying Bitcoin needs to go to an all-time high for Ethereum to have a rally. I don't necessarily agree with that thinking. It would help, for sure, but it doesn't need to go to an all-time high for Ethereum to go to an all-time high. We saw Ethereum make a breakout move to all-time highs here, whilst Bitcoin was in fact dumping, not going sideways, but dumping during this breakout move on Ethereum to all-time highs. We saw Ethereum go to 5K whilst Bitcoin was actually in a decline for over a week. Okay, so that is something that people need to also have in their memory, is we have seen historically sometimes the two pairs inversely move. We saw Bitcoin move down after the 2017 bull run came to an end, yet in January 2018, Ethereum went up. So we saw Bitcoin go down after Bitcoin put in its top in December 2017, and we saw altcoins go up, all right, in the following month. So it's very interesting to look at some of these things. Now, when we look at others is trying to get back above its golden pocket. That would be bullish for me. And it's trying to get back above its bull market support band. So others doesn't necessarily look insanely strong right now. Total 3 is certainly looking a lot stronger than others, and so is Ethereum. But that makes sense, right? Because we all know that the big caps always move first. You see Ethereum move first, then you see your higher cap altcoins, the likes of Solana, the likes of BNB, the likes of XRP. And then finally, that last moment is when you see your smaller caps move, your Says, your Caspers, your meme coins. They will move in the final kind of couple of weeks of the rally. The majority of the rally, it's Bitcoin moving, then it's kind of Ethereum, XRP, BNB, and then it's that final moment where you see those major moves on the smaller caps. And we haven't got that just yet. So others kind of looks not bullish, not bearish for me. It's just kind of neutral. But Total 3 looks very, very good to me. And I'm watching Total 3 and the Russell 2000 very closely. I believe they are correlated very closely. There's a strong correlation between the two. And you can see that just by looking at the chart. I mean, it doesn't take a genius, right? They had crashes at the same times. They had pumps at the same times. But right now, we are still waiting on Total 3. Because if it was in real time following the Russell 2000, Total 3 would probably be like up here now, okay? Because the Russell 2000 already made a bit of a break above its two previous highs. You guys know we had a double top on the Russell. We then had a triple top on the Russell. We had a double top on Total 3. We then had a triple top, and we still haven't managed to get above that triple top just yet on Total 3, despite the Russell doing that. So I think it makes sense that these two are correlating. If you think about it, the Russell 2000 is your small cap stock index, What would benefit small cap stocks right now? Rate cuts and a potential end to QT. Those are going to be very beneficial to companies which are short on liquidity. Okay. And it's the same when it comes to total three. It's essentially just a risk on metric. Russell 2000 is a great risk on indicator in the stock market, and total three is a great risk on indicator in the crypto market. And I think once the Russell 2000 really starts pumping, which it's literally kind of beginning to do, I think very shortly after we're going to see total three make that move as well and catch up. Now, many of you guys have been asking me to update my highest conviction play list with price targets. I've actually gone ahead and done that. Please only take these targets with a grain of salt. They are actually not predictions, rather, they are targets. They are levels that I'm looking at, hoping these coins hit. It's not a set it and forget it price prediction where that's the level you take profits. No, it's just for peace of mind. It's just a way to kind of, guesstimate where some of these coins could be going to. As I said, it's not a concrete prediction. Rather, it is like a target for me. Now, those of you on the copy trading will be getting some nice gains right now. We just experienced a 30% pump on my pump fun trade. Bear in mind, this is a 1x leverage trade. I didn't use any leverage. Sometimes I just like to keep it a little bit low risk. And this trade is up 30% on no leverage. Okay. And that is in my trading group, which you can gain access to on the big bundle. The only way to gain access to the copy trading is through the big bundle. There's only 200 slots. Most of those slots have been filled already. But there are still some slots available. If you are interested, you can join using the link down below. Another trade I'm in is H-bar. We got into H-bar in the golden pocket right at the bottom. And we experienced a really nice rally on H-bar as well. I mean, how much did this thing pump? Literally just in a day, it pumped 20% in a day. And we got into this trade right in the golden pocket. So we are printing right now in that copy trading group. The VIP group as well will remain extremely active. There's voice chats pretty much every day, and I'm in these text chats on a very regular basis. So I highly recommend that you join the VIP group if you are interested in my real-time buy and sell alerts. Not the same as the copy trading. On the VIP, you get my spot buys and sells. But if you're looking for my leverage positions, my short-term positions, and you want to copy trade me in real time, then that is what the big bundle is for. It also gives you lifetime mentorship from me. So it really is a valuable long-term thing that is going to help you on your crypto journey. Guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Sign up to Blowfin. Check out the bonus deal you can get on Blowfin using my link down below. You could potentially get some free money. And I appreciate you watching the video. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.